if you do A-level PE and you're struggling to apply the Magnus effect, listen up to this. So the Magnus effect is all about something swerving in the air, whether that be sideways, up, down, anything like that. And you'd always start your answer off by saying that the performer would apply an eccentric force to the ball. So let's say that this is a golf ball. It would be the performer applies an eccentric force to the right side of the golf ball, and that would cause the golf ball to start spinning, and that would be known as side spin. And then you would want to comment on the velocity and the pressure of the air on both sides of the ball. And on the side that is hit, that will always have the higher pressure on this side. So you can remember H for hit, H for high. So the high pressure will always be on the side that you've hit, and then the low pressure will always be on the opposite side. And whatever you say about the pressure, you'd say the opposite about the velocity. So if there's high pressure, there's slow velocity. Whereas if there's low pressure, that means that the air is travelling at a high velocity. And once you've mentioned that, you just acknowledge that there's this pressure gradient created where there's high pressure on, in this case, on the right side, and then there's low pressure on the left side. And you'd finish your answer by saying that this creates a Magnus effect to the left. Now, just to explain why that's the case, let's say that we draw airflow lines going over each side of the ball, and the ball is travelling in this direction, so direction of motion. On this side that you've hit, the air wants to travel over the ball this way, but the ball is rotating in the opposite way. So that slows down the airflow on this side of the ball and causes the air particles to be closer together, and that creates the high pressure. Whereas on this side of the ball, the air wants to flow over the ball in the same direction that the ball is spinning in. So that just speeds up the airflow on this side of the ball. And when air travels quicker, the air particles are a lot more spread out, and that creates the low pressure. But ultimately, in a Magnus effect question, always start by saying an eccentric force is applied to whatever side. State what type of spin that creates, and then just comment on the velocity and the pressure of the air on both sides, and say that a pressure gradient is created, and then just say what direction the Magnus effect acts in to finish.